Hey everyone, and welcome to day 2 of our Spirit Week. We are here with our lovely Detroit Promise ambassadors. But before I get into that, let me just remind you of what our Spirit Week is going to be this week. So today we have our Detroit Promise ambassadors. Tomorrow we'll be having college support services come. So financial aid, career services, advising, different services will be speaking. Thursday we'll play College Card Revoked, in which you can learn some new knowledge and also test your current knowledge. And then we'll end it with a big TikTok photo scavenger hunt. But today, we will also be doing a photo scavenger hunt on Twitter, in which if you post these three things on Twitter with the hashtag Detroit Promise, you could win $50. So those three things are: screenshot what you will use to stay organized this year, screenshot at least three things you would find useful in your school support service office, and take a screenshot attending one of the Spirit Week sessions. I will say this again at the end of this broadcast, so definitely listen out for that. So, like I said, today we are here with our Detroit Promise student ambassadors. These ambassadors are at various colleges, and they are Detroit Promise students. They are so interested in sharing their knowledge and helping other students just kind of get through their college journey. So definitely check in with these students because they are definitely on fire and willing to help you. So please follow up with them. They are here to help. So I am going to go ahead and kick it over to Frankie, who is our moderator for this panel.
All right. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, panelists, ambassadors, and thank you, everybody, for being here today. My name is Frankie Quasarano. My pronouns are he, him. I am a graduate student at the University of Michigan. I'm getting my master's degree in social work, and I'm also interning with the Detroit Promise. And I'm very happy to be here with you all today. And I'm really looking forward to hearing about our panelists' expertise and insights into the questions. So to kick things off, we're going to do some introductions. And so we're going to go around and have each panelist introduce themselves, and then we're going to jump right into our Q&A. And so to get things going, I'm going to turn it over to Lynn.
So, hey everyone, my name is Lynn. My pronouns are they, them. I graduated from Communication and Media Arts High School in Detroit, Michigan in 2017. Um, and right now I am a senior at Michigan State University studying global and international studies with a focus in international development.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kayla Jones. My pronouns are her, she. I graduated from Renaissance High School in 2019. I currently attend Oakland Community College. I am a sophomore and I am majoring in foreign language studies.
Hi everyone, my name is Ajane Allen. My pronouns are her/she. I graduated from Cass Tech in 2019. I'm currently a sophomore at Schoolcraft College with a major in liberal arts.
Hi everyone, my name is Robert Cunningham. My pronouns are he, him. I went to Cass Tech. I graduated 2020. I currently attend Michigan State University. I am a sophomore and I'm majoring in accounting.
Hello, my name is Maya Jackson. My pronouns are she, her. I graduated from Renaissance High School in 2020, and I'm a rising sophomore at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. And I have a tentative major in psychology with a double minor in African American Studies and Education for Empowerment.
All right. Thank you, panelists. We got a fantastic range of studies and schools and experiences with us today, which is great. So to kick things off, we all are very well aware that we're still living in a pandemic, and for those of us who are about to jump into college, that may be something at the forefront of your thinking right now. And so this question is going to be for all panelists to answer. And the question is, how has it been being a college student during a pandemic? So I'm going to open that up to all panelists. Anybody can jump in and start.
I guess I'll go. As a college student in a pandemic, I feel like it has, of course, its pros and its cons. of course, like for everybody it's different, but for me it's been personally challenging trying to keep up with asynchronous classes and synchronous classes, especially, having to social distance, not being able to get like the face-to-face professor or office time or office hours or something. So it's been kind of challenging trying to balance out how to understand things since it's all online and you just look at a screen all day. So it's like you have to balance between looking at a laptop and going outside and like, trying to have some type of normal life while still trying to learn and, graduate and everything. So yeah, I think it's been overall good. It's been okay.
Yes, I would also like to kind of piggyback off of that. I feel that we've all experienced some type of difference of changes and kind of had a different experience altogether. I feel like personally it's been a process of recovery and adjustment. Definitely, I would say within my fall semester in 2020, I got hit pretty hard with the lack of motivation and kind of the mental and physical stress there. But definitely things have been getting better, and I've been working on trying to stay on track and keep myself motivated throughout the time. So, yeah.
Yeah, I totally have to agree with what Kayla and Lynn have been saying because it does have its pros and its cons. Its pros is definitely, you could wake up late and just zoom into class like in 5 seconds. It's nothing you worrying about. You don't have to get dressed and run to the class that you have to go to, but it's definitely had its kind of cons because you're not you're not able to like kind of meet people and talk to people and like the office hours and maybe like connecting on like a learning aspect is kind of harder now because it's on the computer screen rather than in person. But yeah, it's to each his own, I guess.
I would definitely have to agree. But I will say that the being a college student during the pandemic has made me become more disciplined with myself because I am the type of person who prefers an in-person experience, being in class, being able to talk to my professor, ask specific questions and have them like there with me. But it definitely has made me in tune with myself as far as being disciplined because that's the only way that you're gonna make it through successfully is by being disciplined with yourself.
Yeah, just echoing Ajane, I feel like being a college student already requires a level of self-sufficiency, but in a pandemic, it's kind of like amplified because you have to just be able to, keep yourself in check. Like there's the pros can be like Rob was saying, you can, take a minute to get to class. You can step away if you have to, but also at the same time, you have to keep yourself accountable for like, do you really need to go to class that day? Do you really like remember what you're there for? That was the big thing for me, especially, making sure you have that motivation to keep going, especially in the pandemic when you probably have like extenuating circumstances, but you still got to, stay focused on college. So I feel like it's just a balance of, real life and then, being a student. That was the interesting balance to have.
Yeah, those are some fantastic insights, right? So I heard, remember why you're there, discipline, motivation, all things that are normally a part of the college experience. And then you throw in the pandemic on top of that, and it makes those things a little more stand out a little bit more. And, as we go through these questions and answers, I think, for everybody watching, this is just a good reminder that you're not alone in this process either. And you do have others who share the same experiences and can relate to you. And so you're right, be sure to use that support system and reach out to others as well. So thank you all panelists for that. Now we're going to jump into our next question. And so, right, some of us are about to make that transition from high school to college. I'm sure we have a lot of thoughts around that. So I'm going to turn this first question over to Maya. And the question is, what was your transition like from high school to college? And can you describe some successes and difficulties in that process?
Yeah, so I would say my transition, just in a word, was abrupt. We kind of got out of school in March. That was kind of like a blindsiding type of thing. And then people were still making decisions. I know I was still making a decision on what school I wanted to go to at that time. So I still had to keep doing research and everything, like not even in the college mindset yet, just looking into what college I even wanted to go to. So that kind of took up some time. And then, you don't have any like academic stimulation during the summer. And then you kind of cut your school year off before it was supposed to be over. So that was kind of like a interesting time for, I feel like, a lot of seniors going into college, because I know for me personally, I'm used to like doing things in the summer, kind of getting ready for the next school year, but it wasn't like that this year. So that transition was kind of quick and it went by really fast. But when getting into college, I feel like it was just a learning curve. There was a lot of learning experiences. Like, for example, I know I didn't have to use my email that much in high school. If I had to use my email, I could respond like a day later, 2 days later. But in college, like they want a response like an hour, 2 hours after you get an email, if not immediately. Like stuff like that, like it's simple, but it matters. So like learning that along the way, I feel like that was just like kind of some of the transitional teaching components of coming from high school to college.
Great, thank you, Maya. So similar to that question, some of us, right, will be holding down jobs as we are in school studying and learning. And so this next question is all about how do you balance school and work? And so again, I'm going to turn this over to Maya to kick things off. So Maya, what's some advice in terms of how you balance school and work?
Yeah, so I had an on-campus job my first 2 semesters, so my first freshman year. I worked at it's called the Blue Market at the University of Michigan. So if anybody's going there, you know where to find me. But yeah, it's like a little, basically like a mini CVS. But balancing school and work, I feel like it depends on if you have an on-campus or off-campus job. Just because on-campus jobs, they can tend to be more lenient about your hours and knowing that you're still a student and like catering to that. And off-campus jobs, is kind of like separate from the school. So just depending on what you're comfortable with, if you want to have an on-campus or off-campus job, balancing is still the same though. So, you have to have your time management skills. I keep a planner on me at all times. I love my planner. It's little, but it goes with me everywhere. And yeah, just being open and upfront, especially because, sometimes if you have a paper due, but you're scheduled to work, those things might collide. So if your time management was kind of slipping for that week, you have to be upfront and transparent with who you're working with or your professors. You have to make that decision for yourself to make sure that, everything's in line and nothing's going awry. You have all your eggs in one basket.
That is fantastic advice. I wish I would have heard that before I started college, because that is very helpful. Lynn, do you want to add in anything about that school life? School-work balance?
Yeah, I would definitely say that time management is a big thing, because I don't know why, but my freshman year, I got a job in the cafeteria, and I had that job up until last year. So I had that job for a long time. But I would basically schedule my work shifts at least 5 hours between my last class for the day. So if I had a class that ended at 11 a.m., I would at least aim for maybe 5 p.m., 6 p.m. shift, just so I could have some time to debrief, take a nap, take a shower, have some time to walk around, just something so I'm not constantly going. So it was more of just trying to do homework between the time, I got out of class and before I go to work, or trying to relax, get some food, go talk to some friends. So it's definitely easier to work on campus. I will agree with Maya, because on-campus jobs will say hey, you're a student. We get it. You're here to study. You're here to graduate. We understand your schedule. We're going to work with you instead of working against you. So yeah, definitely. If you are looking for a job on campus, they do have more options, and they do offer a bit more benefits for students. So yeah, I would definitely say go for an on-campus job versus off-campus.
For sure. And those on-campus jobs are where you can find the work-study opportunities as well, if you get that in your financial aid package. Mm-hmm. Again, really, really fantastic insights and advice. Thank you, Maya and Lynn. And so our next question, right, outside of school and work, there are other ways that you can get involved on campus. And I'm going to turn this over to Ajane. And the question is, What ways are you involved on your campus?
Well, prior to the pandemic, on campus, I'm a part, of course, of the ambassador program, and at Schoolcraft, the ambassador program is awesome. We have group meetings. We had someone come in from Quicken Loans, which is a really good opportunity, and she gave us some amazing insight. I joined the Black Student Union at Schoolcraft. They hosted a lot of events, ice cream socials, informative presentations. I absolutely love the Black Student Union, and they were so welcoming. They accept anyone. And even though I joined like towards the middle of the semester, they were very warm-hearted to me. So I really love the Black Student Union. And then Schoolcraft hosts a festival, I guess you could say, called the School Days, where we have a lot of games, we have a lot of food vendors, we have a lot of stuff going on, face painting, and it's a good way to meet other students, to join other organizations if you would like to. I also helped out a little bit with the cheer team at Schoolcraft because I cheered at Cass and I've been cheering for a long time. So I would definitely recommend being hands-on on campus. It will just make your college experience so much better, and having the right people by your side will also make your experience better. So definitely get involved on campus. Like, it's really fun.
Awesome. Lots of opportunities, lots of activities, which is great to hear. Lynn, did you want to add any other points about like how you're involved at MSU?
Yeah. So my freshman year, I had people from my high school who were also a part of Promise, and they got me into South Neighborhood Black Caucus. And like my freshman year, I was a part of South Neighborhood Black Caucus. It was a really good opportunity to make friends because I'm not antisocial, but it's hard to make friends with people sometimes. So I got in with them, and then from there, it was so many other clubs that I joined. You get to meet a lot of people, and I would say it's a good sense of community because you make friends and you get to study with these people. Like if you have any type of like you're feeling down or something, you can talk to people, you make friends, like they're lifetime friends, family, whatever. Like it's a really good opportunity. And at Michigan State, they even have this thing called Sparticipation every year. Before the pandemic, they had it in person, so it was like a large event where they just showcased all the the involvement opportunities on campus, all the clubs and all of the like organizations they had, identity based, whatever. You can just go and you can sign up for clubs, you can sign up for events. So I would say if you do come to Michigan State, there is like a great opportunity to like join a club or find something that you're interested in. So that way your freshman year, you're not like by yourself, and you can find something that you're already interested in. So that way you can like, I guess, expand your mind or, dive further into your interest in yourself. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Ajane and Lynn, for that. So as you heard, right, there's school, there's work, and then there's also a lot of other opportunities to get involved on campus and meet new people. So again, something to look out to as you all start your collegiate journeys. So for our next question, it's very much related to what's immediately next for you all who are about to enter into college, and it's talking about your first semester. So Ajane, I'm going to start with you again and have you describe what your first semester was like.
My first semester was amazing. I thought that college was going to be the best thing ever until the pandemic came around. But my first semester was amazing. My classes were in the morning, in the daytime, so I had time to work after. The Detroit Promise program really played a big part in making my first semester amazing because I had that guidance and I had the advice, and then I had other students who were a part of the group who I could talk to, who I could vent to, and who were going through a lot of the things that I were going through at the time. But my first semester was amazing. I really think that you guys hopefully are going to have a good experience too. But just definitely take advantage of your resources. Connect with people, talk to people, because if this time gets rough for you, and it may, you're not alone. Like, that's what I want everyone to feel, and I want you guys to know that you have the help, so definitely take advantage of it.
Yes, great emphasis there on, use your community and use your resources. Maya, how about you? What was your first semester like at U of M?
Yeah, my first semester, I would just describe it as kind of like a learning experience. I kind of threw myself into a lot of things because I just wanted to, get involved, and you don't really know what certain things entail. So like I started research. There's an undergraduate research opportunity program at U of M. So I joined that, and I was researching with the wonderful professor, Dr. Simmons. And then I started my job, and I never really had a real job before. So I was like, let me just start that. So I just put myself into a lot of things. Also in terms of like socializing, it was easier to do than I was expecting, because that was kind of a fear I had going into college. Like I was asking my sister who went to college, where do I sit in the dining hall? Like, do I just get to sit anywhere, or do people tell me where to sit? But no, it was really like a welcoming environment. People were excited to meet each other. They were like, who wants to go get food? If anybody, wants to go study in the union, that type of thing. So it felt like a big community because of the pandemic. People were really reaching out and, trying our best to, stay connected.
Awesome. Yeah. Staying connected and asking those questions, right? So again, I'm sure a lot of us have some of these questions that the panelists have just described, and you have some great resources here today to ask those questions too. So next question, some of the panelists have mentioned, use your resources on campus, ask for help, seek out these opportunities. And so this next question is very much related to that. And the question is, what resources were helpful for you on campus? So for example, tutoring services, writing center, etc. And so I'm going to turn it over to Robert to answer that question about what resources he found helpful on campus.
Yeah, so I would say college is kind of demanding, both academically, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And going from a high school where I didn't really have to study to a college where I have to study to understand the exam, or because I just having a hard time connecting with the material, I just didn't know how to study and I didn't know who to go to. But MSU, I would say if you just go to their website, they have a lot of resources that will help you understand how to do things. And even your professors, they at the end of the class, they will tell you, oh, I have office hours, or there's centers that can help you. I know for me as a business major, they offered free tutoring sessions for certain classes. I would take 2 tutoring sessions for both of my semesters. And for writing, they offer writing centers, and then there was office hours. So I would definitely say don't be afraid to reach out, because I've also made friends doing reaching out and getting resources. And also I've managed to also help myself with other classes that I didn't think I would need help with. And I would connect and be in group chats that would help you understand the material for like my statistics class. And I didn't take a tutoring session for my statistics class, and it was a great value for me.
Great, thank you, Robert. Did anybody else want to quickly jump in and add about their experience in terms of seeking out resources, help on campus?
I would say at Schoolcraft, when studying in the library, they have like these rooms, these private rooms that you can rent, and those were very helpful for me, because sometimes it's like I need to talk things out and write things on the board. Like being in a quiet library setting, it's like I need a little more than that. So those were very helpful. And then the tutoring services as well, having someone come into the private room and help out with like math problems, because I kind of struggle with math. So that was very helpful for me to be able to write and talk and just be able to have someone walk it through with me. So I definitely like that.
Thank you, Ajane. So as you can hear, right, there are a lot of support programs on the college campus. And as Robert said, right, don't be afraid to ask for help. It's actually a very important skill to continue to develop, not only in college, but afterward as well. So asking for help is very important in college. So this next question, some of us may have thought about some challenges that may come up with classes, classmates, and professors. So I'm going to turn this question over to Kayla. And the question is, do you have any advice for difficult classes, classmates, professors in your experience?
Yes. So when you start taking courses, I feel that it's very important to use, or a lot of people are familiar, or some may not be, but using Rate My Professor is very important and can be very helpful when you start picking classes. I guess for as far as choosing the course that you feel is best, knowing or being able to get a reference from different students or within your college, and knowing like maybe in advance how the teacher teaches or the teaching style that may be important to you. Also, I would like to stress again using those tutoring sources, and we call them SI sessions at our campus. I don't know if that's the same for any other college, but we also utilize student instructors that are very important. I would just say that if you ever come to a sticky situation or a point where you're just stuck and you really need help, do not hesitate to ask. You need to be upfront and honest with yourself if you need help. I say I have those times very frequently or often. I find myself trying to stick through it, do it on my own, and try to just make it through. And you can, but you kind of have to be honest with yourself and just say that, you know what, I need help. And you can definitely email your teacher. They will help you more than you think. I had a English class and math class. Those aren't exactly my strong classes, and they're not exactly my favorite. So sometimes I would find myself getting stuck a lot, and I would have to reach out, and I have to be disciplined enough to attend those tutoring sessions when I need it, make those appointments when I, find it helpful for myself. And reaching out to your teacher can really be a help. I don't know exactly how to stress that point thoroughly, but definitely reach out, because they could give you some help or additional advice that can really help bring up your grade or help make it through that next test or last test. So definitely use those resources, and also use your Detroit Promise counselors or campus coaches, and they can really give you some additional help and advice there too. And you can learn some things from the Detroit Promise huddles that we have frequently. It's more different virtually than it was in person, but those can be also helpful too, to help you prepare for any final test or anything that you need as far as mental self-care remedies or routines, things like that. It's really helpful. So yeah.
Oh, I have one more thing to stress because Kayla just reminded me. I cannot stress this enough. Go on Reddit, go to Rate My Professor, go find out. You need to find out, like, because you're going to know what classes you need to take. Find out what professors you need to take, and find out which professors is going to work with you and which ones are not. I know for me, going to MSU, go on MSU grades. They're going to tell you what is their grade average. If they're a 2.5 grade average, you're not going to want that professor, because that obviously means that it's a problem with that professor, like learning wise. And also, I would say know this, because everybody else is going to figure this out, and you're going to want to try to schedule your classes early, because all the easy professors are going to get out the way, and then now you're stuck with all the hard professors. So I can't stress this enough. Find out where you're going to find this professor, or go on Reddit and just type in your school and then type in the class that you need to take. Because I'm telling you, they have like probably a Reddit page talking about them. So figure it out.
Yeah, it's like the Hunger Games trying to sign up for classes. Like, you really have to be on top of it before they even think about opening classes for the next semester. Like, yeah.
And also, last but not least, make sure you jot down those important dates when the classes start opening up. Make sure you take advantage of those opportunities, those windows. You may say like, oh, I'll register for them later. No, jump on them. Make sure you get the teachers that you want or the classes that you need. Make sure you have everything lined up together, and yeah, you got it.
Also, if you're in the class with a difficult professor, start talking to the classmates, because somebody that made a group chat, and like they're posting like the answers, and they're posting like the tips on how to get the answers. Just like be in the group chat.
Yeah.
Lots of really important advice from that question. But I really appreciated Kayla's point about don't wait to register for classes. Do your research, right? Everybody who provided an answer talked about like get to know professors on campus, use those resources to learn about classes. All really important insight into classes, because If you wait to schedule your classes, you're going to get the inconvenient times or the professors that people did research on and don't want potentially. So really good insight there. So thank you all for that. And so we're going to shift the focus back to the socializing aspect on a college campus. And again, we're going to talk about socializing on a college campus during a pandemic. And so to tackle this question, I'm going to turn it over to Robert. So how has socializing in college during a pandemic been for you?
I would say from time to time it's hard, especially like if you're in the asynchronous class, because not everybody's in the class. But I will say the professors, they're working more towards helping you doing that, because it's like every 5 minutes they're saying, okay, I'm about to put everybody in the breakout room, so turn your cameras on and start talking to your friend, start talking to your future friends. And it's like sometimes you'll be like, oh my God, like another breakout room. But it's nice getting to connect with people and try to crack a joke or try to do something, because everybody's in the same predicament. Everybody's either like a freshman, a sophomore, or a junior, barely had college on a regular basis. So the new pandemic, they're going to try to talk to you. So it'll be fine.
Would anybody else like to add some additional insights into that? Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, I would definitely say utilize class group chats a lot more, because 9 out of 10, somebody has a group chat, somebody started one, somebody is meeting for some type of like study sessions, or somebody's hanging out, something. It's always going to be something. So if you ever get in a breakout room and like everybody's chatting, like, hey, is there like a group chat or something? Somebody asked you to group me or an iMessage or whatever group chat, utilize it, because that is a great tool for you to study, socialize, for you to just not be alone in a pandemic. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Again, as I mentioned, I'm in grad school, and I can attest to that fact that group chats are used across the board. Great way to connect with other classmates. Great point. So next question. We'll open it up. We have some time, and if others want to join in to answer this, great. But we're going to start with Lynn. And the question is, what is your favorite thing about your college? And you go to Michigan State, correct?
Yeah. I think I like the way that MSU is set up. I like large universities. So MSU is a very large university. So with that being said, it has a lot of programs. I'm involved with like a foreign language program. I've been on study abroads. Study abroads are great. I highly recommend going on one. They're great. The study spaces here on campus are like A1. You can find so many spaces where there are not a lot of people, and it's definitely quiet. It's not as secluded, but it's definitely like very customizable. Like there's a movie theater in the basement of one of the dorms, and they just built it so it's climate controlled. You can hook up your laptop, watch a movie on a projector screen, turn on the AC, get a blanket. It's just like a cool little kickback session. And like it's a very good campus for studying and just lounging around. Like we have a river going through the middle of the campus, and you can just sit down and feed the geese or the duck or whatever, and just you be chilling. Like really, it's a really calm campus. I love the campus. Very nice, very beautiful. They have rose gardens and everything. I can go on and on, but yeah.
Yeah, it is a great campus, MSU. So I'm going to ask Maya to talk a little bit about this, and then ask Ajane or Kayla to jump in and talk about their experience, what they love most about their college as well.
Yeah, so I don't usually gush about U of M, but I can really say that like there is no way to not get involved on that campus. There's no way to not have something to do. Like it's just there's so many opportunities. I like really can't stress that enough. That's my favorite thing about my school. Like as I said before, like when I first came in, I was doing UROP, the research program. I just did an internship through that same like research, I guess, cohort or something like that. So in Detroit, they have semester in Detroit where like you can take classes in Detroit and earn a urban studies minor. We have study abroad. There's like support for incoming Black students that I'm involved in. We have to be like, it's just so many things. I can't even name them all. Like, it's just so much to do. And if you're shy or anything, but you want to get involved, fake like you're not shy and you'll be in something. Like, there's just so much. There's so many opportunities that like really benefit you. I also feel like the professors are another part of my like favorite thing about U of M, because they're so knowledgeable and they just have so much like information that they can impart on the students, and you can really have some like depthful conversations with these professors and the students as well. But like these classes are really high level, but they're really interesting, and like they present the information in a way that's suitable for the students. And yeah, I really like U of M. It's just a great school. You go there, talk to me. Y'all saw my information, so yeah.
My favorite thing about Schoolcraft is like the whole vibe of the campus is very calm, it's very clean, it's very easy to get comfortable there. I love working out at the gym. Like, the gym is very big. They have open swim hours. The pool is huge. Like, I really love just how you're able to get there and focus, and you can, whatever you need, you can find it on campus. Like, if you need to be social, you can find a group. If you need to go to the library and, like I said, get a room and study, you can do that. If you need to go to the gym and put your headphones in and vibe out, you can do that. Like, I just love the campus. I'm really obsessed with my school.
It'd be like that.
I would definitely say going to a community college was a really great choice for me. Just taking that step first before entering a university. And I know sometimes it sounds like, oh, it's a community college. Oh, it's not the same experience, but it's actually really nice. And it is very quiet. I didn't get the chance to experience or go to the other locations. I'm normally at our Royal Oak and Southfield campuses, and they're pretty quiet, but it's a really nice experience, and you could just have your time to study. They have some nice snacks and things like that, but that's besides the point. I really also enjoyed the days where they would have a lot of setups where they would offer different like avenues of information and like kind of pop-ups and things like that and events like that, and you get to walk through. They have activities that you can partake in, different clubs and programs that you can also join, and they really offer a lot of those, and I think those are really helpful and are really fun to attend too. I also would say I liked when I was going in person. I liked walking around the campus with my friend. It was just a nice little pass by time before we go home or in between breaks and things like that. And I really enjoyed that. It was just something nice. So you're not alone. Definitely, if you have a friend or two that you can maybe spend time studying with or take tours around the school, definitely do that. And it's really fun. And definitely pay attention to any flyers or resources or information, stop by the office, anything like that. So definitely it's really cool. And yeah.
I wanted to piggyback off Kayla bringing up community college, because I know that it's just a negative kind of connotation that follows community college, but going to Schoolcraft like completely even changed my mindset about that. Not to say that I felt like community college was bad or anything, but getting there, like, it feels like home there. Like, it's amazing. Like, that's literally what I can say about it. It's amazing. If you're taking a community college path, don't feel any way. Don't let anyone attest to your journey, because everybody's path is different. But community college will still give you that same feel that a university campus will. Maybe, of course, minus the on-campus living and not even the parties, because if you're talking to the right people, you'll find what's going on. So it's just like, no, I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, community, you're going to live it. Like, it's really going to be a nice experience.
Yes, definitely. People kind of downplay it a little bit. They always, or sometimes it's common to push for the big universities or going out of state. But definitely don't, give it a thought. Don't pass on it. It's really nice. It's a really close knit, but it's a lot of people that attend. It's more than you think. You meet a lot of different people, different ages, backgrounds. You just never know. So yeah.
this is the last thing I'm going to piggyback off of Kayla's thing. I work at Target, and I was just talking to people, and 3 people that work at my Target go to Schoolcraft. Like, we're talking like, what school do you go to? Schoolcraft. I go there too. And I'm like, oh, like, well, when we get back on campus, we got to do something. Like, so just, you guys are going to love it. Just definitely take in everything with your college experience, no matter where you're at.
Yes.
I just want to piggyback off of Kayla and Ajane. Even though I go to MSU, don't feel bad because you go to community college, because let me tell you, university kids, they're still going to go to community college because that way you can get out of some of the hard classes, because we know if you take them at a community college class, it's going to be easier than a university class. So don't feel any type of way because you're going there. I can assure you, in the summertime, you will see a lot of university kids going there as well.
Yes. And it's a lot more intimate too, so please.
I think, yes. Thank you all for all those answers. I think one of the big takeaways is, as Kayla mentioned, right, OCC was the best choice for her. And right, I think that's really important, right, that everybody described, like, I'm making the best decisions for myself, and I'm making the most of those decisions that I make. And so no matter where you are, make the most of that opportunity, and, do what's best for you, for sure. So thank you all. So I'm going to skip ahead to the last question, just looking at our time. And again, this question is for all panelists to answer, and anybody can kick us off. And last question is, what advice do you have for incoming students? We covered a lot, but if you could boil it down to one piece of advice that you could provide students who are watching today, what would it be?
Reach out. Don't feel stressed out, because it's so much. I wouldn't say it's so much worse now, because now it's freshmen and sophomores that don't understand the college the way juniors and seniors do. So don't feel afraid to reach out, because I can tell you, it's going to be sophomores that don't know where the class is at, where the buildings are at, where anything is at, because they're just like you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, my piece of advice would be follow your own journey and your own path. Of course, connect with people. Of course, talk to people, but don't allow others to influence what you think is best for you, or what you know is best for you. And that's what I would say. Just stick to your path, stick to your journey, and enjoy your time and make the most of it.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off that too. I just want to say, just be open-minded. Like, you never know, like, when you come to college, like maybe in high school you like some different type of like sport or whatever. Open your mind, because in college you never know where it will take you. But my advice would be, when you come to college, do your research from your roommates. I emphasize that to your classes. Do your research. So yeah.
I would say, or my tip of advice would be, never be afraid to be your own resource. I actually got the opportunity to connect with a MSU student and tutor a Japanese course, or help to tutor and make it a little bit easier. So definitely don't be afraid to be your own resource if you feel confident, or if you just want to take that next step. I know, or I don't know anybody else though, but taking this step of becoming, or having the opportunity to become, a Detroit Promise ambassador was just amazing. It was kind of a shocker. It was nerve-wracking, but don't be afraid to take a step towards something that you feel that may be helpful for your future career, or just to try and see if you would like it. So don't be afraid to just go at it and take a chance on it and learn a lot. You can learn a lot.
I would echo what everybody else is saying. I kind of have 2 pieces of advice, if that's okay. But my first one would just be like advising. So, I don't know if every school has this, but I know at U of M that we have advisors that you can, they can just help you with like creating your schedule, figuring out a career path, anything, like any and everything that you need an advisor for. The name itself kind of tells you what they're there for. So that's a big thing that you can utilize, but also you can advise yourself. Like, I know there's something called an LTAP. I don't know what it stands for. Sorry, y'all. But that kind of like lists out your classes for basically like your whole 4 years. And I was like spend like hours going through the schedule, because like the course list is open. It's always open. Like you can always see what courses you can take. If these websites like are affiliated with the school, they always tell you what programs there are. Like you just can just really do your own research and really advise yourself. And so you should never be in the dark. Like if you're in the dark, you need to work a little bit harder to come to the light because it's there. And then my second thing would just be, I don't know, staying focused and like paying attention, but also being open to the unknown. Kind of what Lynn and Ajane were saying, like fear is limiting. So if you're afraid of something, there's probably a chance that it's because, you don't know how to work out, but it might work out good. So there's a 50-50 chance. And I just feel like Kayla said, take the chance. Don't be afraid. Trust in your ability, trust in yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. If you see your one friend is doing great things and they're doing big things, don't be like, oh, I'm about to go join this club because she joined it and she's good at it. That has nothing to do with you. So just worry about yourself and, stay true to yourself.
Oh, and I have one last thing. I cannot stress this enough. Both of you, if you're like moving in a dorm, you and your roommate, both of y'all bring in a mini fridge, because both of those mini fridges combined is still not even equal up to that one fridge. And let me tell you, that mini fridge is going to get cooped up so quickly. So just having both is just a big lifesaver. Just do that.
Yes, the fridge and the microwave combo, chef's kiss, you gonna need it. Trust me, I promise. And make sure they keep it clean too. Refrigerators stink. You don't want that. The dorms are small. You don't want that smell. I promise you don't want that smoke. Just saying.
I love how this works out. That was one of the questions. That was the question we had to skip on for time, but it was about things to bring to campus. So 2 things, mini fridge and microwave, if you are going to be dorming it. Great things to bring to the dorm. But truly, I learned a lot from you all today, and I really wish I would have had a session like this before I started college, because some of the advice and insight that you all provided is so important, and it's something that I think everybody who's entering into college should hear and be part of. So thank you all for your wonderful insight and advice. And I'm going to wrap things up, I'm going to turn it back over to Kristen, who will close us out.
Yes, I totally agree, Frankie. You guys just shared some great information, and I also wish I would have heard some stuff like this before I started my college journey. So I just wanted to remind everyone of the rest of the things happening this week. So tomorrow we'll be having financial aid, career services, and advising come speak to you all. Thursday we're going to be doing a test your college knowledge game. So make sure you come and check that out. And don't forget about our photo scavenger hunt that is going to be going on each day this week. So you could win $50 just by posting these things on Twitter, you guys. Like that's like the easiest $50 you can make. So the things that you have to post are a screenshot of what you will use to stay organized this school year. 3 things that you will find useful in your school support services offices, and take a screenshot attending one of the Spirit Week sessions. So if you're here right now, take a screenshot, just show us you was here, and then use the hashtag Detroit Promise. Then on Friday, we will be doing a big TikTok challenge where if you could get up to 4 people to stitch your TikTok, Detroit Promise students to stitch your TikTok, you could win up to $100. So that's like a lot of money being made this week. So make sure y'all tune in with that. And then on Saturday, we are going to be ending with the ice cream social at Palmer Park from 12 to 2 p.m. And we're going to be having games, giveaways, ice cream. So just make sure you come out, have a good time. Some of our ambassadors will be there. So it's just going to be a great event all around. And I hope that we see you all there. So I just wanted to thank our ambassadors. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Frankie, for moderating. And I hope I see y'all on Saturday.
Oh, wait, Kristen, before we go, somebody posted in the comment section asking, what was the hardest thing you went through during the last pandemic?
Okay, does anybody want to answer that?
I would definitely say, if you like went the route I did and stayed home like your first year, you're going to quickly get tired out, because it's like you're doing you're doing like the most boringest thing of college, which is like the learning aspect, and you're not having like no fun. You're not meeting new people. You're not going to college parties. So you quickly do get burnt out really quickly. And I will say like that last month of the school year, like April, it's like you start like just going low, like your social and energy battery just goes low so ridiculously quick. You just got to get motivated to get through it.
Yes, really. The hardest thing I went through was my motivation and me being on campus. And it was like my classes came to me easily. Even if it wasn't easy, getting help was easy. My motivation dropped so hard, like to the point where I was surprised at myself. Like, but it's just I couldn't find it to just do it. Like I didn't feel the same with being home. So try your hardest, your absolute hardest when you get low to just keep going, because I've been there. I'm pretty sure we've all been there. And it's just sometimes the only way out is through. So you just got to get through.
I would like to piggyback off that. Even last year, like, yeah, when it comes to pandemic, like when I say it hit. Pretty much everything was shifted online almost immediately. So in the middle of a day, the rest of your classes was just either canceled, and then after that, everything was online. So finding your balance in asynchronous classes, for me, that was the hardest thing, because I need structure. I need you to tell me, we going to class at 1:50, we getting out at 2:50 as well. Like I need that type of structure. But asynchronous classes, it disintegrated everything. I started to feel like less social, and I started to feel very anxious and stuff. So I just went to like the mental health services on campus. I went to tutoring. I went to my advisor, my friends. So just having like a network of people to actually help you out of that would be extremely helpful if this does happen again, or if this does persist.
I would also, really quickly, it feels like there's so many things I could say, but definitely echoing some of the things that everyone had said. Basically, finding your balance is definitely very important. Nobody's perfect. I know things can be different. You just try the best you can to adjust. It can be tough, whether it's in a pandemic or just normally when you come in contact with a difficult or tough class. Just do your best to keep in contact with people, stay in touch. Don't isolate yourself too much, because I know that was a popular thing definitely in the pandemic, but just reach out, ask for help, make sure you contact any one of us, any of the Detroit Promise leaders, and just make sure you stay in contact and seek help. So yeah.
Yes, thank y'all for sharing. And I also wanted to give a plug that the ambassadors will be starting a talk show this semester. So just tune in for that, because they are going to be sharing some great information. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining. And I'm so excited just for you guys' future. So thank you so much. And I'll see y'all on Saturday at this ice cream social.
Ice cream social.
All right, see you.